I wanted to do a very quick video on online authorizations and how I think that going forwards this will just become standard practice, probably across the industry eventually, and something that your customers will just learn to expect, or most of your customers will just learn to expect, and it will just standardize the sales process throughout your business. So for those of you that are already using Garage Hive, you're probably already using vehicle inspections, and hopefully you're using the text template feature, which allows technicians to select from a predefined list of issues with great explanations that the customer can understand. If you're using this feature, that's the first step of standardizing your sales process. The second step is making use of service packages. So once the vehicle inspection has been completed and you convert the vehicle inspection into a vehicle inspection estimate, you can copy the lines from what the technicians identified down to the group items and the labels and items. And this allows you to convert what the technician says into an estimate, essentially. And we've added a feature where you can then link a service package to those issues. And that service package can come with a sales description. So, for example, if the technician states that it needs a rear coil spring because it's broken, you can set up a service package that explains why they should actually, in fact, change coil springs in pairs. And once you've set up these service packages and this standard set of sales scripts, let's say, it means that all of your front of house can just work to the exact same descriptions, which means what your customers receive is perfectly consistent. And once the estimate's been built up using a combination of technician descriptions and predefined service packages, you press a button, send it to your customer, and then your customer just opens the link on the web page and can view the images and view these really nice standardized descriptions, which we know the customer understands because we've had the chance to experiment and change the descriptions based on the authorization rates, essentially. So we're not suggesting that you sell anything at all to the customer that it isn't required, but we've all had conversations with customers where they need their brakes doing or their aircon servicing and they've just not gone for it, and sometimes it's down to the way it's been communicated to that customer. Well, this takes the pressure off the advisor having to communicate to the customer. It lowers the skill requirement of your service advisors because it just becomes a standard process. Technician says it needs A, use service package A, and it will deploy a very good description for the customer to understand. Customer then simply just authorizes on their phone. You can offer payment assist packages directly to the customer as well. So instead of saying it's £500, you can say it's 4 times so-and-so with the deposit, and the customer just gets the monthly payment instead of the overall payment. They authorize the work. Front of house just receive a notification that this job's been authorized. You can then copy that work over to the job sheet. Alternatively, the customer just requests a callback. You again get a notification and you can just call the customer back. But that conversation is very different now because they've seen the pictures, they've seen images, they know what's wrong with the vehicle, they know the prices. So that conversation tends to just be about logistics and timing, for example, or they want to rebook it in. But it's a much simpler conversation. So from the technician doing their inspection through to you getting authorization is just a much more standardized process. It can be much quicker, a much better experience for the customer, and one that I believe will become expected by your customers. And it actually lowers the requirement for your service advisors to be able to essentially sell something to a customer because they make their own informed decisions based off the back of very good descriptions. Off the back of this, you've got your Power BI reports that analyze all of this information. You can see whether the customer's from within Garage Hive, you can see whether the customer's opened it, how many times they've opened it, the last time they opened it. The customers have the opportunity to authorize it overnight, for example, which is something that I've experienced a few times, which is great. So all in all, yeah, it's a feature that I'm very excited about. It's working tremendously well in my business, and I hope it works exceptionally well in your business. And if you want samples of some of the sales descriptions that we use in my business, then I'm more than happy to share them with you. So yeah, look forward to speaking about it. And let's just discuss this in the community forums.